Hello, my name is Jason McLeod. I'm the author of Dark Siege, A Connecticut Family's Nightmare. And this was a case of inhuman, diabolical infestation, oppression, and possession that I experienced as the lead investigator in 1993. And I've recreated this case from the beginning up until midpoint where I'm involved as the investigator until we resolve it at the end. But it is a 421-page paperback full of vital information for anybody who's interested in the paranormal, and especially anybody who's working as a paranormal investigator or a enthusiast of anything to do with the occult and so forth. And I wrote the book primarily because of the unique nature of this case, in that it happened so quickly and escalated so rapidly into full-fledged oppression and possession. And it was something that was really unique. Normally these things can take months or even years for these things to happen, but it was such a rapid breakdown of the family and what happened to them and the escalating terror that they experienced, where they and their friends and their pets were all brutalized. And I wrote it as a direct warning about the use of Ouija boards. And Ouija boards are a tool, yes, but they're used with a blanket invitation to communicate with any spirits in the room or in the house, or often without any kind of parameters at all. And it is very dangerous to issue a blanket statement like that, to ask to speak with spirits. Only spirits of a very negative persuasion are going to go through a Ouija board to attempt to communicate with you. And I write about the science and spirituality behind all of the activity that happens in each of my chapters in a detailed chapter-by-chapter analysis, which is the last 95 pages of the book, in which I compare and contrast all the activity in each chapter to other very well-documented cases that the WARNS investigated, that I've investigated with them, that I've investigated on my own, and other cases like the Ghost of Flight 401, which is the most famous case of ghostly paranormal happenings ever witnessed by a large group of people on a consistent basis. And I talk about Dr. Raymond Moody's work, Life After Life, and Dr. Raymond Moody is a famous hypnotherapist who's basically taken people back through near-death experience regression. Thousands and thousands of people now, and now the millions of people worldwide who have had their own experiences, who have come forward to tell their tales, as well as the people that have gone through hypnosis, all prove that there's absolutely nothing to fear leaving the body, and that we maintain full conscious awareness. We can see and think and hear and reason and feel just as we could in the body. And I'd say that the body is a highly advanced electrochemical, biological suit for us to wear to experience this dimension, so that we can interact here in a third dimensional capacity. But when it is no longer needed, we simply shed the body, whether the body fails due to an accident, or fails due to a virus, or fails due to old age. There's absolutely nothing to fear. That nothing that happens to the body affects our eternal, immortal consciousness. And I say that we are infinite fields of conscious awareness experiencing third dimension through this body, but we are not the body, nor are we our mind, or our name, or career, or our story. They're all simply the brief experiences that we're having here in this body, in this particular lifetime, and that it is one thread in the grand tapestry that is our existence. And I use the analogy that if God is the sun, we are infinite fragments, or individuated fragments of that sun. So the same stuff, and we always have that fragment within us. It is a golden spark within us that is the power of God. We are always connected to God. We're never separate from God, no matter how dark or despicable we think we've acted, or that we are, or how shut off we think we are. We're never disconnected. We always have that power within us. We can always call upon that power within us to protect us. God is the ultimate power in the universe. Love is the highest frequency. Hate and fear are the lowest frequencies. If you're a positive, good, loving person, you have a positive energy field. You deflect negative energies, you repel negative entities. If you're hateful and violent and fearful and aggressive and nasty and evil and full of hate, you're going to draw negativity into your life, and you're going to repel positive things from your life. It's just the law of attraction. So I explain in my book how Kelly, the little 6-year-old girl, actually saw the discarnate spirit in Union Cemetery in Connecticut, Easton, Connecticut, which is one of the most haunted cemeteries in all of New England, if not the world, and how she basically made a connection with the spirit, and once she did, she was always connected to that spirit, and the spirit then followed them home, and then all things just went completely out of control. And because her brother and his 2 best friends went and bought a Ouija board because they were experiencing the spirit on their own when they had the house for their weekend. It was the worst decision they could have made, but it's a very common decision, and it's one that opened the floodgates for these inhuman, diabolical spirits to enter their lives, and enter they did, and wreak havoc in a scale that you just wouldn't even comprehend. It's one thing to know that there's a realm outside of our own, and that there are beings within it, and know what they're capable of doing. These demonic forces are forces that have never walked the earth in human form. They were never depotentiated during the fall. They maintain all of their powers that they had before creation. They're preternatural, meaning they existed before the earth was formed, before humans were created. They are fallen angels. They have powers that are just mind-blowing, that bypass the normal laws of physics and can cause horrific things to happen to people and their pets, especially when they're challenged, and especially when others come in to try to ruin their party and ruin their show. And it's very serious, it's very dangerous, and I encourage all paranormal investigators to really rethink yourselves and your actions when you decide that you're going to go and investigate a case that might not be human spirits. I know how to identify human spirit activity, I know how to identify demonic activity, I know how not to provoke these demonic forces, whether intentionally or unintentionally, while recording and getting information and being able to present proof that these beings exist and present that to the Roman Catholic Church. I know how to do these things, and unless you do know these things, you should not get involved in these cases. You're putting yourselves in grave danger, you're putting the family involved in grave danger, and please never use a Ouija board, especially if you're going into someone's home, presenting yourself as a paranormal investigation group professional who's trying to get answers and get evidence. Never use a Ouija board. You're opening the floodgates for things like this to happen. But I encourage you to check out my book, darksiege.com, at darksiege.com. It's Dark Siege, A Connecticut Family's Nightmare, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and on my website. And I thank you for your time. Have a great day.